Well, welcome back. My name is Sam, or Erfaren, whatever you want to call me. And today we are going to be building a larger sugarcane farm and a creeper farm over at our new industrial area. However, I need so many materials that I don't have. So we need to gather, actually first, a lot of cobblestone. And I've got the perfect project right behind me that needs to be fixed up. So let's go ahead, let's jump into a little time lapse just to start this, and we'll get this terraforming cleaned up just so this all looks a little bit more put together. Well, that was, for you guys, super quick and easy. For me, that was literally a couple hours, which is kind of embarrassing because I feel like I didn't really do all that much, but I do love how it looks. I'm really happy. So, I mean, you kind of saw, I did a little bit after the time lapse ended. So like you'll notice I actually ended up taking down both of the supports on this side because it's connected to the larger building. And I think this big open cavern looks way better. And then obviously I've got my rock, I've got this little waterfall here, but then the other thing that I did that wasn't captured on video is I actually made a little pathway up here that takes us all the way up and out. But that way we've just got a little more organized of a pathway, and we can actually take our horses back through it should we decide that we want to. So that's pretty exciting. I had to go get so much wood and so many other random things, so it's a little rough. I need to still texture this in so it matches a little bit more, but I'm pretty happy. So now I think we can get on to the actual important part of today, which is getting some of these machines built. But I think it's safe to say I got enough cobblestone. So what we need to do now is we need to build 48 observers and 48 pistons. So I think we should have enough for this, but let's just see and hope. So let's see, we need to grab our iron. Just gonna turn all of that into iron. So let's hope that we've got enough for 48 pistons. And then we need wood, which I did have to go and grab more wood. I just don't know, there it is, where I put it. All right, so there we go. So we've got the minimum of 48 and minimum of 48 observers, minimum of 48 pistons that we need. And then we got our stairs, we got our mud blocks, got a water bucket, which doesn't really matter because we're gonna be surrounded by ocean and water. And then I think the other thing we're gonna need is obviously some building blocks. So maybe we just grab kind of a mix match of this stuff. Yeah, why not? Okay, and then we'll just use this to fill up the rest of the space. This is all the stuff for the creeper farm, which we're actually still wanting for things. So there's so many spruce trapdoors, and I actually don't even think the wood that we have now is going to get to that. I guess let's take a look and see if we if we even get close to the 14 stacks of spruce trapdoors that we need. Let's see. Nope. So we're still gonna need some wood for that creeper farm, but we do have at least some of the stuff for it. This one's a big build. We actually might just do a smaller version for now and then stack up onto it. So we'll see what we end up doing over there, but there's a design that I really want to use by day 6 that I think is awesome. So the plan is to build a really big one. If we just get a couple layers built in for this first round, that's just fine. I am feeling ready. So let's pack this up and head on over to the industrial area. I've been meaning to ask, did you enjoy the holiday episode? I was very proud of that, and I had an absolute blast making it. So I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. Yeah, it was so fun to make, and so I hope you all enjoyed it. I actually, if you all have commented by now and left things, I haven't seen it because I actually am recording all of these episodes in the same weekend, so that I can take a break from from being on Minecraft and things to spend time with my family over the holidays. But so I actually won't see any of these comments probably until the Monday after Christmas Day. So that's why I'm asking, because I'd love to know. And I might know by the time that this gets posted, but yeah, I had a blast making that video, and I hope you all enjoyed watching it. This thing is so loud. All right, I think I want to make it just a couple blocks off of the ground. So I'm gonna actually build up. Maybe we'll do it like up here, because that gives us some space that if we ever do want to build anything under it, we could. I don't want to limit us right away. So we're gonna go like this, and then let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 is how long the actual line of sugarcane is going to be on each side. So there's gonna be one on this side, one on that side, and then 2 above it. But I am gonna do my hopper mine carts underneath, and so what we need for that is actually just a little bit longer. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then this will be the drop point, and then this will be another block, and then it kind of builds off from there. So we'll start with that, and then we will grab our mud blocks, which are right here. Actually, we may as well grab some of these rails, because we can get at least the rails placed. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's how it'll go. This one right here, like I said, is going to be a hopper going down. But now we've got that sorted. This will be like that. And then we're going to get our first layer of mud blocks on top of this. So this is going to be the same basic design as the one that we already have at the base. The only difference here is that I am making some more levels to it, just to increase maybe just a little bit the actual input that we're getting, or the output that we're getting from this farm. Because while it is a great farm, just having the single module of it is just not working for us back at the base. So I'm hoping that by giving it just a little bit more space and a couple more layers to it, I'm hoping we'll get a little bit more out of it. You can get replaced by that. And now we have to do the super fun part of filling in each one of these spaces. So give me 1 second while I get that done. Okay, so now we can go ahead and place a layer of blocks on top of this. We actually didn't grab any of the sugarcane back from base, so we'll need to go back and grab some of that. But now that that is placed, we can grab our first layer of pistons and our first thing of observers, and we are gonna need some redstone dust that I did not grab. Let's throw that out here. 27 will probably be more than enough. Okay. Observers, there we go. So our first layer of pistons goes like this. And then if you remember from the last time we built this, now we're gonna go back behind these and do just a layer of blocks. And this is what will power, so essentially when the observers get powered, this is that line of blocks that will power then the pistons. And we wanna make sure it's facing that way. I think I can just place it, yeah, there we go. Now I always struggle a little bit with how this works, but I know, so what needs to happen is we need to have a block right there, and then we'll take that out, and that's where our comparator is going to go. And then I suppose while we're down here, we may as well just put in a hopper. So got the hopper down, and then we put that powered minecart or powered rail back on that. Grab this back. Put our comparator coming out of this. And then a block back on top. And then on this side, we need our repeater. Boom. And then another block. Right right there. And then underneath that block is where we're going to put a redstone torch, which I don't think I grabbed either. Like that. And that should be the system. So now let's grab a hopper minecart and just test it and make sure it actually does dump into the place that it's supposed to. I was a silly boy and just realized that I have my repeater reversed. So make sure your repeater faces into this block because that's how it'll get powered from this torch. Don't have it facing that way. It needs to be facing that way. So now that is running on its own. And we should be looking good. Obviously, this is going to need to run down into whatever we use for a collection system. But for now, that should work. And then we're actually going to test it and make sure that it does stop on the end. So let's throw this... just a couple of things here, like that. It'll grab it, and then hopefully when it gets back over here, it'll stop. There we go. So now it's unloading, and then it should power back on. Hopefully. It's not going to power back on, is it? It's unloaded. I think maybe it's because this is not leaving the hopper. So maybe if we put an additional hopper right here. There we go. That's exactly what it needed. It just needed a hopper to empty into. Sweet. Okay, so that is working. So now we get to do that 4 more times. Or 3 more times. So I am going to get to that, and you guys get to watch me do it and have a nice little time-lapse play for you. I'll see you soon. Well, I fully ran out of all of the stone and things that I'd mined up. But this is what we've got so far. It's not completely done. There's still, you know, you can see there's a couple gaps here and on the other side that we still need to fill in. But it at least is functional, which is what I want, because we need more sugarcane. So this thing's already been putting out a lot. I've just picked up 38 just by swimming around there. But it finally does have glass up around it. I do need to, like I said, fill in this corner over here where all the redstone is. And I've already lit up the inside because I already had some mobs spawning. But the nice thing about this that I was thinking is if I probably will close it off on top. But if I didn't want to close it off on top, I could always add more layers over time as we get more resources. So I might leave the top open. I'll let you guys can tell me what you think, but the modularity of this makes me think that leaving the top isn't a bad idea. Because then, you know, later if we're like, all right, 4 isn't enough, let's add 2 more layers, you know, and then we can have 8, and eventually we did kind of this tower of this. The other thing I wanted to mention is I know I said I wasn't really going to like build anything for this yet. I was just going to build the farms and then figure out something to build around it. As you can tell, I definitely, you know, built a structure for it. But the structure obviously is very different than some of the other things we've already been building. And I wanted to describe kind of what I was thinking about when I built that. So obviously it's very, you know, dark and eerie and weird. What I was kind of thinking of is, you know, the general industrial concept is pretty dirty, you know, like it's associated with smog, smoke, all that. That I was kind of thinking, and hear me out. This is gonna be a weird one, and just hear me out. But making this whole industrial area, since it is in the middle of the ocean, I think we could do some fun commentary. And I will note commentary because I disagree with all of it. but we can make some fun commentary about factories and polluting, and maybe have all of these builds that we build over here kind of match this grim style, and then maybe have some level of like pollution in the water or something, which obviously is it's very grim, but it does kind of meet the, you know, like we've gone out into the middle of the ocean to create a farm, and you know, something about that just you know, environmentally doesn't feel very healthy. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that idea. Otherwise, I will come up with some other things. But I am pretty happy with it. I mean, I think the thing to do now is to just sit and let it work itself. The issue is we actually haven't attached any of the hoppers in. As you'll see, they're all just kind of floating there. So that's kind of the next thing that I need to do. But I want to go back to the base really quick and just take a look, because I mean, here, this is all of the stone we have left from this build, and obviously we've got all of this in here that we could use, but I really need to hold on to probably way more than is right here for that creeper build. So maybe what we do is we just put this together with what we have remaining. And then we'll get back to the creeper build, which I think maybe we'll just do a small version of for now, like a really small version of for now. I don't know. I think I'd rather just have this be close to finished, and then we can figure out the creeper build. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and get the collection system set up over here, so that we actually can obtain any of the sugarcane that's coming out of this. All right, well, with that done-ish for now, I think what we can do is turn our attention to the creeper farm. So I've decided on another creeper farm that uses a little bit less resources, and by a little bit, I mean an absolute ton less resources. But first thing we're gonna need is a bunch more bamboo than we have back at base. So I am running over to the jungle to just collect a ton of bamboo, so that we can take it back to base and get 120 scaffolding. So I guess the other thing, we need to make sure we've got a good amount of string sitting back at base too. I did want to show you actually something that I found out today. I was down in the mine, and it turns out this cove right here goes directly into our mine, which is so cool. So there's a fun little alternate route into our base is through that hole in the wall, which when I found that, I was so excited. All right, let's look for as much string as we can possibly find. There's 16. Are we gonna be all right? So there's 60 scaffolding. Oh, well, there you go. We already have a bunch, so that actually that worked out for us. We didn't need all the string. So sweet. Okay. Well, we should have everything we need then. I've got glass cooking over there right now, but now that we have that scaffolding, we should have everything we need to get going on this creeper farm. So let me run over there and then we can get started. The design is by somebody named Jumper on YouTube, and I got them linked down in the description below. So thank you, Jumper, for this design. I'm excited to see how it works for us. We're going to build it like right here, maybe right here. I don't know. One of these sides, not over there. So let's see. All right, so this is everything we already have. Yeah, so there we go. We got 2 stacks, which is definitely 120 because, you know, it's 126. All right, sweet. So let's decide where we're going to build this. Since this is right here, there's a part of me that really wants to have these all like merge and like we have a dedicated like firework farm, like something that is actually just making us fireworks nonstop. And so that kind of makes me want to build it like over here, and then we can have all of that happen back, I don't know, over there somewhere. So maybe we do the build right here and then see what we can do with it. So let me clear out my inventory because I don't want I don't want any of this in my inventory while we're doing this. Get all of that. Okay. So yeah, let's build this out. I don't know, maybe just like right over here. Just like right here, nothing crazy. Okay, so to start, we're gonna need a 7x7 space, and we are gonna have to fill in the bottom of this too. The way that they build it, it's already in. Actually, we need to build this up. We need to build this up a couple blocks, because the way they build it, it's already in the ground, and I don't want it to be down in the water. So we're gonna need to build this. Maybe just to be safe, we go up 7 or 8 blocks. At its deepest, this build goes about 6 blocks down. So I'm actually gonna pick up all of this dirt that we've just placed, and we're gonna build up from where we're at, and hopefully we can have it line up pretty perfectly with sea level here. But I'm just gonna build it all the way up here. So now we'll go, let's see. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll go this way. I don't want it to line up if it's not going to line up. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3. Well, I am going to get this one built as well. So treat yourselves to the third time lapse of the day. All right, well, we've got that built. I'm climbing up scaffolding now to, you can't even see me. Climbing up the scaffolding now to actually test this out. Now, the one thing I am concerned about, and it's fine for now, because again, like I said, I'm just trying to get something to get by for now, and then as we're getting to a point when we're able to collect more and more resources and do more and more things, we're going to expand this. But the thing I'm worried about is that this farm doesn't use anything to push the creepers along. And something that maybe I could do is come up with like a timer system that puts water out every now and then. Because right now the creepers are just going to have to kind of walk at their own pace to the kill zone. So we'll see how this goes. But either way, it is a lovely design. Hopefully it works out. We'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to stand here just for a couple minutes, and we're going to see if we get anything. I don't have any high hopes that it'll be anything incredible, but if it's at least something, that is better than nothing at all. So I'll take that. It's been about 5 minutes. It hasn't been anything crazy, but I will jump down now and we'll just see if anything has spawned. And if anything has spawned, that's better than nothing, right? So let's take a look. I don't think we're going to have anything in there yet. Yeah. But there's a creeper now. So it is working, but like I said, it does rely on the creepers, first of all. Yeah, there we go. Staying put. But then second, actually walking off the edge on their own accord. So that's something that we'll have to figure out. And I think the best answer to that is to get cats. I mean, it does work. Let's see. Has it spawned? Is that the only creeper that was spawned in there? Let's take a look. Oh, one just fell. Oh, that could have been bad. So it is working. It is working. It's just going to be slow until we have something in there that pushes them along. Which, you know what? I'm fine with. I mean, 3 creepers, one after the other is way better than no creepers at all. So I'm content. I do think there's got to be a way to keep the creepers trapped in there. That maybe I put a headboard there so they can't get back up. I don't know. I don't think it matters. There you go. So nothing insane, but I mean, 6 gunpowder for 5 minutes of work is fine by me. So sweet. Okay. Well, I mean, I think I'm just gonna sit here and hope. And maybe, just maybe, it'll do what we want it to do. And then we can have some fireworks ready for the new year, because the next episode is the new year. So, I mean, I hope everybody had lovely holidays. I hope everybody's new year is fantastic. But Yeah, I think this episode I know was a little bit shorter. Like I said, I was trying to just get this filmed so that we had this done and ready to go before the new year. So I know it's a little bit shorter and a little more packed with time lapses, but I hope it was still enjoyable. Let me know if there's anything else you guys want to see. If there's any other farms you'd recommend, because I'd absolutely be down to try a different creeper farm or a different sugarcane farm or anything like that. I 100% would be happy to try anything like that. So just let me know. But I am gonna finish getting to the top of this. There we go. Look at that. We're on top of the world. I'm gonna stay here for a while. So yeah, that's the end of the episode. As always, thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.